Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another Spooky Nerds podcast. We took a couple of weeks break. Obviously, we had spooky season in there, so we were getting a ton of horror movies in. Wifey's not feeling too well. She's taking a little nap, so you got me today. We are going to talk about one of my favorite movie of all time, and we're going to open up some cards. As you can see down here, got some cards set up, ready to go. So you're probably, what could possibly be his favorite movie of all time? He's talked about tons of horror movies, all these other things he likes to watch. Well, what could it be? Well, here it is. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite movie of all time is the original Crow with Brandon Lee. The Crow. Yes, it has been remade. There are tons of awful sequels, but the original will always still hold awesome and true for a lot of reasons for me. What's interesting about this movie is it's technically classified as a horror movie. I can kind of see that. I don't really put it in there. For me, it's more of a thriller slash revenge flick, which revenge happens to be one of my all time favorite genres or subgenres of films just in general. Um, we follow a young couple who lives in what I'm guessing is supposed to be something like a New York or Chicago or LA, some sort of very, very large city. And they're fighting tenant eviction in their apartment. Side note, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie from the 90s, you might want to go ahead and go back and watch it. If not, here's your spoiler alert now. Brandon Lee plays a young guitar player, and they're fighting eviction in their apartment. Him and his young fiancee, Shelley Webster, are due to be married. And sure enough, everything goes as possibly bad for them as you can even imagine. What do we got here? A little code card for you. There you go. This is a little Paldea Evolved. I've never opened this up before. I watch a lot of people struggle trying to get some of the bigger cards. So I figured, why the hell not? So, Shelley Webster, Eric Draven, trying to fight eviction in their Slumville type apartment. And sure enough, on Devil's Night, the night before Halloween, the owner of the building, so to speak, sends a crew of very colorful individuals to will play with the nice YouTube words and SA the wife and beat up Eric Draven. That would be the Crow. And it all goes very bad, very, very fast. Turns out they both end up passing away based on their injuries and just things that happened while they were in the apartment. And not to, oh, how about that? There's a little pull. There's a little Sandy Gast. Sure, we'll take it. So they pass away, and sure enough, a mythical crow comes down to his grave, Eric's grave, and brings him back to life. And pretty much the whole reason he's brought back to life is to right the wrongs that were imposed on him and his fiance, and to try to bring to justice all the people involved in harming him and harming his fiance. And like I said, watching what he watched directly in front of him, I can imagine the kind of rage that would bring up, and exactly how he would go about doing that. Again, rest in peace to good old Brandon Lee. Passed away during the filming of that movie while giving probably one of the best performances I've ever seen. If anybody has seen this, definitely comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on it. And again, the soundtrack is absolutely off the chain for this flick. And you got The Cure, you've got just a ton of fantastic grunge style, not necessarily grunge, but gothic industrial style music on it, I guess you would call it. Let's see what we got here. Here's a little Stellar Crown. We haven't opened up a whole lot of this. Riolu, Lechonk, Varun, Lilip, Slowking, Huckleberry, Crabominable, Cyclozar, Palmy, and we got just a Metacham EX. Ooh, shiny. So, Eric Draven brought back from the dead to avenge his murdered fiance, and boy, does he do just that. He tears through these guys one by one, going from one to another in very horrific fashion, which I happen to love. Nothing is more fun to watch than to see somebody get revenge on just the people that have wronged them. I'm sure just about everybody watching this can relate, as it were, to those feelings. Maybe not to this intensity, but still, we can all relate to these feelings, right? And like I said, this is considered to be a horror movie. I still don't know if I technically agree with that little situation, but again, it's still my favorite movie of all time. So after watching this carnage, he's finally released back into the ether to pass away because he's righted all the wrongs, and sure enough, he sees Shelley one more time. Probably my favorite part about this movie, aside from the soundtrack, is, first of all, we all know who Bruce Lee is. We know that Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son. Bruce Lee being one of the fathers of modern kung fu, if you will. Obviously, there's Shaolin monks and all these people who've been, Jet Li and all these other people who've done kung fu. But Brandon Lee brings a bit of panache to the kung fu, right? Plus, he's dressed up in gothic makeup, wearing a trench coat, carries a guitar, playing his guitar on the rooftops. Just a cool dude. If you have not seen this film, even though I have kind of ruined it for you now, you should definitely go see that. See it. I say that like it's still in theaters and it hasn't been almost 30 years, if not 30 years since it was released. I haven't found it streaming anywhere. In fact, I'm watching the original Hellraiser just to the left of me because I couldn't find it streaming anywhere to watch while we were doing this today. All right, let's see what we got. A little Paldean face. Can we pull a Bubble Mew, or at least a really cool shiny? Tandemaus. Mankey. Flittle. Mousehold. Getting a lot of mice in this one, huh? Iono. Camerupt. Camerupt. There's no M in there, dummy. Primate. Execute. And we get an Executor Hollow. Piped. What we were going to do, and next weekend when we can get both of us together to do it, is we are going to do a comparison video, or more of a debate video, if you will, on the Hellraiser films. Some of my favorite movies as well. You're going to hear me say favorite a lot. My wife likes to make fun of me every time I do that because apparently I have 900 favorite movies. And it's very true. I get attached to movies very easily as well because why not? They're awesome. But again, check out The Crow. Absolutely incredible movie. Might have to actually pay to rent it on Amazon. It's a pretty cool little token or little art card, whatever you want to call those. All right, I'm definitely going to screw up the trick on here. I think it's 4, 5 from the front to the back. We'll find out. Okay. Well, we made it to the commons at least. Ooh. There's some uncommons. Irrelevant Gremlin. That's how I feel sometimes, don't we all? Stay hidden, stay silent. Commune with evil. Fear of exposure. By the way, for all my Magic the Gathering fans out there, which I'm sure there's a lot of you, next year, I believe it's in June, They are doing a crossover with my favorite video game series of all time. There's that F word again that I love to drop. Final Fantasy. Magic the Gathering meets Final Fantasy. And I'm going to go broke. All right. We should be coming to the end of the comments here. Here we go. And I did the pack trick wrong because apparently we missed it in there somewhere. So that's always fun. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's the Mythic. And a little disorganized on this one because I messed up the pack trick. But it looks like that was actually the only pull from that entire pack. So didn't really miss anything. We got our 2 Pokemon pulls right here, which you can't really see because the light is just blasting them. So let's take a look at Sandy. Good old Sandy. And Medicham EX. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with me, talking about The Crow, my favorite movie. I'm actually going to grab the Blu-ray right now and probably watch that while my wife sleeps off the migraine a little bit. But thanks for stopping by. Definitely make sure you subscribe and you like this video. Comment on the video. We want to talk to you guys. Every comment that's ever left, we are going to respond because we not a whole lot of you on here right now, so we have plenty of time to talk to you. Go check out our TikTok. The links are down below. We hit 1,000 followers over there, so we are probably going to start doing some sort of fun live together, maybe playing some kind of video game or talking with you guys about horror movies while we open cards, which is obviously what we do here. But definitely go check that out. All the links are in our bio. I'll put the links down in the description below, but smash that subscribe, smash that like button, and make sure you come back for our next video. It'll be either next Saturday or Sunday. Usually on the weekends that I work Saturdays, we do it on Sunday. Although this one was just pure laziness and we wanted to watch more horror movies. So, is what it is. We hope you all had an amazing spooky season. If you ended up going trick-or-treating, comment below. I want to hear what your costumes were. How much candy did you get? What's your favorite candy? And also, we always want to know, what's your favorite scary movie? All right, guys, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next time.